Sometimes we have just so much adrenaline, especially if the fight goes fast, that after the fight, you kind of do crazy things because you just have this adrenaline rushing through you.
Yeah.
If you haven't been in a fight like that, you couldn't understand.
No, I'm not worried at all. I rely on God, Allah.
What did you think about when Khabib, after the Connor fight, flew out of the ring, out of the octagon?
As a fighter and fan, I loved it. I know that wasn't the popular thing to say at the time. I was, I went on Twitter after the fight, and then everyone was bashing him. All the fighters, the journalists. I'm thinking like, whoa, is my thinking out of touch with reality? But then, when I went out in the real world, because a lot of people recognized me walking around the next day. Everyone was coming up to me. They didn't know who Khabib was, but they're like, did you see that fight last night? That Russian guy, that was the coolest thing I seen. And I'm like, okay, I'm not the one out of touch. The journalists are out of touch. They disrespected him. They talked about his family, religion. There's a few things you leave out of shit talking. You don't disrespect someone's, I think he disrespected his dad or his wife and maybe both. It's just like, come on, there's certain things you just don't touch.
Yeah, I think it was just building up. He controlled himself. And then finally, I felt this, and then I saw him in an interview say this as well. Like he said after, like he submitted Connor, he's like, "This is it." Yeah. Like he's like, "That's it." Like this is all like it built up to.
So much adrenaline.
So he still had that in, and so I think when he saw, it was Dylan Dennis, right?
He jumped over for went after him.
He was like still, talking smack to him outside the ring. Then he just like. He still had energy. Like you just like flew out, out of there, right?
I can majorly relate to that as a fighter. Sometimes we have just so much adrenaline, especially if the fight goes fast, that after the fight, you kind of do crazy things because you just have this adrenaline rushing through you.
Yeah.
If you haven't been in a fight like that, you couldn't understand. And I was a part of extremely famous brawl myself after the Dan Henderson fight with Mayhem Miller and the Scrap Pack. That was, that might be the most famous brawl of all time in MMA. So I can definitely relate.
Yeah, that was crazy actually. Yeah.
The Life Haqq Podcast is an attempt to get to the truth, the haqq, through all the noise of mainstream media with engaging and difficult conversations. Our goal is to grow and develop with all of you as we embark upon new frontiers. So please post your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a moment.